Good morning and welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your daily shot of sharp business intel, global trends and market movers. It's Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Nelson John. From launchpad setbacks to boardroom shutdowns, India's first Gaganyatri is still stuck on Earth. Meanwhile, we're still sweating through trade talks and peak power loads. We unpack the headlines shaping India's power policy and potential, all that and more right here on Top of the Morning. India's historic moment in space will have to wait a little longer. SpaceX and ISRO announced on June 11th that the Axiom 4 AX4 mission, meant to carry the first Indian Gaganyatri to the International Space Station, has been delayed due to a liquid oxygen LOX leak detected after a booster test. Stand down to allow additional time to repair the LOX leak, SpaceX posted on X. While ISRO confirmed the issue was spotted during a pre-static fire inspection of the Falcon 9 launch vehicle. The leak was found in the propulsion bay after a 7-second hot test. Experts from Axiom, SpaceX and ISRO have agreed to proceed only after full repairs and validations are complete. No new data has been announced yet. This marks the second delay in the AX4 mission, which has already been delayed and pushed from June 10th to June 11th due to bad weather. The liquid oxygen system, crucial for engine performance and reusability, must be flawless before launch clearance is given. All eyes are now on the revised launch window, as India prepares to send its first citizen into orbit aboard a private international space mission. With the clock ticking, India and the US are racing to wrap up a bilateral trade agreement. But tensions are high over access to sensitive sectors. The US wants India to open its market for dairy, agriculture, shrimp and digital services. But New Delhi is pushing back, citing food security, rural livelihoods and the need for a balanced deal. A visiting US team led by Brendan Lynch left behind half his delegation to seek firm commitments. But Indian officials call the approach take it or leave it. Talks will now continue virtually as both sides work towards a July 8th deadline, after which paused tariffs could snap back into effect. India currently levies steep duty on US Agri goods up to 100% on walnuts, while the US keeps tariffs on Indian counterparts comparatively low. Dairy remains a flashpoint. India demands adherence to vegetarian feed practices before allowing American dairy into the country. While willing to ease duties on some nuts and fruits, India is wary of importing problems along with produce. Negotiators are also clashing over harsh US standards on agri imports and medical goods. Despite the strain, India insists the deal is still possible if both sides return to the spirit of mutual give and take. India is supercharging its green energy game with a fresh 5,400 crore rupee push for battery energy storage systems, BESS, Power Minister Manohar Lal announced on Tuesday. This new viability gap funding, VGF, will support 30 gigawatt hours of BESS capacity, attracting a whopping 33,000 crore rupees in investments. The move builds on an existing 3,700 crore rupee scheme supporting 13.2 gigawatt hours as India gears up to meet its peak power demands and 2070 net zero goal. We're targeting 393 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030, but solar and wind are intermittent. That's where BESS steps in to ensure round-the-clock supply, Lal explained. Of the 30 gigawatt hours, 25 gigawatt hours will go to 15 states and 5 gigawatt hours to NTPC. The first tender rolls out in 3 months. India's energy storage market is booming with an expected 4.79 trillion rupees investment by 2032. To stabilize power supply, the government also plans to subsea cables worth 90,000 crore rupees to UAE and Saudi Arabia, and is urging states in low seismic zones to build nuclear power plants. India braces for a record 270 gigawatt summer power demand with confidence. Days after lifting their maiden IPL trophy, Royal Challengers Bengaluru found themselves at the centre of a storm, this time off the field. Rumours swirled that RCB was up for sale, with reports suggesting Diageo, the UK-based owner via United Spirits, was exploring a $2 billion valuation. But Diageo wasted no time in squashing the buzz. The reports are speculative in nature. We are not pursuing any such discussions, said Mittal Sanghvi, company secretary at United Spirits, in an official note to the Bombay Stock Exchange. The clarification came as RCB ownership faced rising scrutiny, not just from market chatter, but also from public outcry. Shares of United Spirits spiked 3.3% on the rumor, hitting a 5-month high even as a deeper issue unfolded back home. An RCB victory parade in Bengaluru turned tragic on June 4th when a massive crowd led to a massive stampede near Chinnaswamy Stadium. 11 lives were lost and 56 injured, triggering criticism from authorities and raising questions about safety planning. To add to the heat, the Health Ministry is pushing to clamp down on alcohol brands' promotions in sports, potentially impacting Diageo's marketing playbook. Get ready to sweat it out a bit more because your air conditioner might soon stop at 20 degrees Celsius no matter how hot it gets. The Indian government is pushing to set nationwide minimum temperature limit for ACs as part of a sweeping energy saving plan. Temperatures would be set in the range of 20 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, said Power Minister Manohar Lal, adding that this would apply to homes, hotels, even cars. Why this crackdown? India is racing to keep up with the summer power demands, which touched a record 250 gigawatts last year and could race to 270 gigawatts this year. Air conditioners alone gulp down about 1/5 of that. And here's the kicker. Every 1 degree increase in AC temperature can save 6% in energy use. Raising the floor to 20 degrees Celsius could save 3 gigawatts during peak hours. With 100 million AC units already in use and 15 million units added every year, the government is under pressure to future-proof power infrastructure. A Berkeley study estimates this move could avoid 7.5 trillion rupees in energy costs by 2035. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're eagerly looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with the latest in business news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.